Hey guys, I'm Pastor Chris, and this is your Discipleship Minute. For the last 3 weeks, we've been talking about, on the Discipleship Minute, biblical generosity. Our starting point is the Bible starting point, and that's the fact that we serve a generous God who has been generous towards us. Our generosity is simply a response to Him and a reminder that He made us in His image, so we are naturally generous people. And for 3 weeks, I've really been staying away from what everybody thinks about whenever we talk about generosity in the church, and that's about money. But for the final week of the Discipleship Minute and our generosity talk, we're going to talk about our finances a little bit. I'm not going to tell you to give X amount or tell us that as churches we should have a non-tithers wall or anything like that, but it's kind of a funny topic. But what we are going to talk about is how we can be generous this week. And then Thursday, we're going to talk about the heart of our generosity with our finances. So first, how can we be generous? Remember, I believe that humanity is generous naturally because we are made in God's image and He is a generous God. So what can keep us from being generous? Well, there's 2 things I believe. First of all, just financial planning. We are a society that lives from paycheck to paycheck, and that we kind of skip financial planning. But in Luke chapter 14, He tells us whatever we do, if we're looking to build a castle, if we're looking to do anything, make sure that we first sit down and count the costs. We don't like to budget. We don't like to plan. Who literally likes to sit down, besides weird people like me, and figure out where money is going? We don't like to do it, but as a result, we end up spending our money in a misdirected way, and that whenever we need it for something, that money has run out. The second reason why I think we struggle with being generous is we don't think we can give generously because we're afraid we're going to run out of money. We worry about our finances, and then we tend to hold on to them tightly. Luke chapter 12 tells us to consider the ravens, consider the birds of the air. They fly around in the air, and they don't reap or sow, and they don't store their food in grain bins. And God loves them and provides for them. So since we are the pinnacle of God's creation, won't He provide for us even that much more? We want to be generous. God made us that way. What can you do today to allow yourself to be freed up to be a more generous person and experience biblical generosity in your life? I'm Pastor Chris, and this is your Discipleship Minute.